This build can shoot from the parking lot. It gets legend post fade phenom, legend set shot specialist. It can get high flying denier on goal, and it can get Hall of Fame paint patroller. The build can do absolutely everything, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to make it. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Kai. Welcome back to the channel, man. This is gonna kick off the first build video of 2K26. This is my day one 6'11" power forward build. Now, this is my Kevin Durant build, but it can do absolutely everything. It can defend down in the post. It can shoot from well beyond the parking lot, and it can finish at the rim. Now, let me go ahead and show you guys what you need to do for this build. Before I start breaking down all the attributes, this build is optimized for cap breakers and your max plus ones and your max plus twos. So without those things, you are not going to be able to reach the full potential of this build. So when I explain the attributes and the cap breakers, that is so everything makes sense. Now, if you have a build right now, you need to be grinding to get a cap breaker, because once you unlock your cap breaker, you will get access to this menu. This menu shows you how the cap breakers will affect your build. And when you go in the builder, the way you have certain attributes set up will affect how much a cap breaker adds to that specific attribute. So that's very important when you're making your build. So I would definitely try to get cap breakers unlocked if you don't have them already on your first builds, so you can have your cap breakers for future builds, so you can really optimize them when you make them. All right, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get into the KD build. Of course, you want to go power forward. You want to go 6'11". The weight, you want to go 230 pounds with a 6'11" wingspan. Also, when you're at this first menu in the builder, make sure you turn this attributes section to the detailed view section. This will allow you to see the body types that your build unlocks, and you can see the possible badges that you can get broken down below, and you can see which tier they're in. Continuing, let's go ahead and start with the physicals. The physicals, you want to bump your speed up to a 70. Your agility is going to be a 65. Your strength is going to go up to an 84. And then your vertical is going to go up to a 77. I always like to get the physicals taken care of, so we have our baseline set. Now, let's go ahead and look at our finishing. Your close shot, very good. You want to go all the way up to an 87 on the close shot. Your driving layup will stop at an 85. Driving dunk will go up to a 72. Standing dunk will stay at a 67. And your post control will go up to an 89. Now let's move on to the shooting. Everybody loves shooting. Mid-range, 92. Three-pointer, 89 on the 6'11". And that's not it for this build. You can also add a cap breaker to your three-pointer to get a 90, and then you'll get deep bomber takeover. So if you want that, you can do that as well. But we put it at an 89 just to save the attribute point. I'm gonna throw a cap breaker on that later. Your free throw is a 68. Not the best, but serviceable. Pass accuracy is gonna go up to a 70. Doesn't get silver dimer, but your teammates just gonna have to hit their shots. That it is what it is. Knock your shots down. Ball handle, max it out to a 75. Speed with ball, max it out at a 65. Interior defense, bring that bad boy up to an 82. Your perimeter is gonna be a 72. Your steal is gonna be a 60, and your block is gonna be an 84. Okay, now rebounding. Offensive rebounding is going to be a 60. Nothing crazy. Defensive rebound, max it out at an 85, and that'll finish the build. So let's go ahead and look at the badges. Close shot, you see you got gold float game and hook specialist. Okay, gold float game on a 6'11", nasty. Driving layup, you got an 85 driving layup on the 6'11". You got layup mix master on silver. Physical finisher on silver. Now think about your badge perks. Think about your max plus ones and your max plus twos as I go through the attributes. You can kind of get an idea of where you want to put those. You know what I'm saying? You want to put that on float game just to be glitchy with a 6'11". Legend float game on a 6'11". I might have to test that out. Hall of Fame layup mix master on the 6'11". You can do that with your max plus twos. Paint prodigy, you could take that to Hall of Fame or gold, whichever one you want to do. Drive and dunk. The drive and dunk is at a 72, but you add +1 cap breaker to that, you can get posterizer on bronze just to have it. I sacrificed the drive and dunk on this build because I'm not crazy about the contact dunks. I really don't care. I just want the ability to dunk the ball. If you want contact dunks, adjust the build to be able to get contact dunks, okay? But dunking is good enough for me, and bronze posterizer, we will be able to get that, so I'm fine with that. Standing dunk, you only need a 45 standing dunk to get those packages, but it's at a 67. If you wanted to add +5 to this to get rides up on bronze, you definitely could, but that's entirely up to you. 89 post control. We got post fade phenom on Hall of Fame. You got silver unpluckable, post powerhouse on silver, and you got gold post up poet and hook specialist on gold. Now, when you make the build, you have to choose what your build specialization will be. And from this build, I went with shooting for the specialization. Why? Because you get 2 cap breakers from whatever specialization you choose. So with my shooting, I'm obviously going to add +2 to my mid-range. That is going to give me set shot specialist on Hall of Fame. And I need a 94 mid-range to get post fade phenom on legend. So all I would have to do is add 1 cap breaker to post control, which I already have from Cruz, and that gets me legend post fade phenom. So I'll have a 90 post control and a 94 mid range for legend post fade phenom with those 3 cap breakers. So that is why I did that. Not to mention, this build has an 89 3-pointer for silver limitless range. You get a max +1 and a max +2 permanent from your build specialization. I will be using my max +2 on limitless range to get Hall of Fame on my 611. Free throw 68 serviceable, but you can make the free throw even better by adding cap breakers to it. Looking at my chart, this is for this specific build. I can add +5 cap breakers to my free throw for a 92 free throw altogether, because you see my cap breakers affect my free throw differently, so it gives me higher amounts for my free throw. Pass accuracy 70, you got bronze, okay? I plan on running this build with a dedicated center that is good at rebounding, so the pressure is not on me. I'm playing a power forward. I'm gonna have a big that can rebound. So bronze is good enough here for my pass accuracy. Ball handle, we got unpluckable silver, handles for days on bronze, and we get strong handle on gold. If you want to experiment, you can max +2 strong handle because it is a tier 2 badge. So you can get legend strong handle on this 611. That's gonna be nasty work. This build also gets a 65 speed with ball. Now, you can adjust some things to get that 68 speed with ball so you can get lightning launch on bronze, but for me, the trade-off wasn't worth it for the other badges that I lost. But if you want that, you can definitely get it, and then you can throw a max +2 on that, and you can get gold lightning launch on the 611. The defense, 82 interior defense. We got silver off-ball pest, paint patroller, and post lockdown. If you want to, you can put a max +2 on paint patroller, take that bad boy up to Hall of Fame. Perimeter defense, 72 perimeter on a 611. You got silver movable enforcer. Again, this build is so great because you have so many options when it comes to the max +1s and the max +2s. 2K gave us a lot of max +1s and max +2s. So you have options. You can put your max +2 on a movable enforcer and you can get that to Hall of Fame. Your steal, you have interceptor on bronze with that 60 steal, but you can get bronze glove if that's something you would want by adding 1 cap breaker to it. That'll take it up +7, which is the requirement you need for glove on bronze. Block, you got an 84 block. You can get gold high flying denier with cap breakers. So looking back at my chart, I would need to add 4 cap breakers to my block for an 88 block, and then I need an 80 vertical. Right now my vertical is at a 77, but looking at my chart, the breakdown is different. I get +2 on my vertical for the first 4 cap breakers that I add to my vertical. So I need an 80 vertical. I only have to add 2 cap breakers to my vertical. So for 6 cap breakers in total, split between block and vertical, you can get high flying denier on gold. Then if you want to add a max +1 or a max +2 to that, you can do that also. Rebounding, you got gold box out beast and silver rebound chaser. Again, max +1s and max +2s. You can do a max +2 and get rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, or you can get box out beast on legend. Now going back to the shooting real quick. Now I told you, You got plenty of options with the Max Plus Ones, the Max Plus Twos. You can Max Plus One Set Shot Specialist for Legend, or you can Max Plus One Shifty Shooter for Hall of Fame Shifty Shooter on the 611. So the choice is up to you. That 65 speed with ball, if you want Giannis dribble style, you can get that. All you need is a 55, but the 65, you unlock a couple more animations. And then just a couple other bonus badges that you can get with the cap breakers. Going back to the driving layup, you can get gold layup mix master with the cap breakers. All you have to do is add +4 to the driving layup. And because of the way that my chart is and the way that the cap breakers affect this build, if I add 4 cap breakers to my driving layup, that will give me an additional +8, which will give me that 93 driving layup for gold layup mix master. I already mentioned the bronze rise up. You could get that with cap breakers. I talked about the free throw. Your speed, if you want some extra speed on this build, you can get up to a 76 speed, add in 3 cap breakers, looking at my chart right here. And then of course, if you want gold post powerhouse, you can add +2 cap breakers to your strength and get gold post powerhouse. So this build is absolutely crazy. I think it's a great build, and this is my day one build, okay? Usually when 2K drops, I spend a few days in the builder just trying to learn it and see what I can come up with. Now, as you can see, we got shades of Dolph Shades, Bam Adebayo, and Chris Bosh, and we have made a Crafty walking bucket. And looking at the scouting report, man, it says we struggle with vertical finishes. That's because the standing dunk is not that high, but really that's not a big weakness. So that is the build breakdown, man. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comment section below. Make sure you turn on post notifications because I do have some more banger build videos on the way. I got my Kobe Bryant build and I have my 7'4" stretch big coming out. So make sure y'all got post notifications turned on for that. And I also will be dropping the jump shot for this build. It's very good with rhythm shooting, so I will be giving y'all that as well. So make sure you stay on the lookout for that. As always, be sure to stay safe out here, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.